something ahead stopped him cold. 5 wooden posts stood alone under the open sky. At first glance they looked like markers forgotten by time. Then the wind shifted, and he saw them. Paws, breath-held bodies, hanging upside down. He narrowed his eyes, heart slowing for a single terrible second. These were not corpses. They were alive. 5 young Apache women, bound tightly by their ankles, their bodies swaying helplessly beneath the brutal sun. Blood dripped from scraped wrists, dark against the pale sand. Their hair hung loose, shielding faces already swollen and burning. Low, urgent, Caleb spurred his horse forward. The youngest was barely conscious, her chest rising shallowly, as if each breath cost her more than she had left. Crows circled above, their cries sharp and cruel. The oldest struggled to lift her head, blood rushing to her face until her skin darkened with strain. Still, her eyes found Caleb's. Broken, pleading, "Please," she whispered. "Save my sisters. I'll do anything." Her voice cracked, not from weakness but from sacrifice. This was not bargaining. This was a sister offering herself so the others could live. Firm resolve, Caleb didn't hesitate. Steel flashed as he cut the ropes, starting with the smallest body, then the next and the next. The sun burned his back, sweat stinging his eyes, but he didn't stop. When the last woman fell, trembling into his arms, he held her steady. Steady, reassuring, "You're safe now. No one dies here today." One by one he carried them away from the posts, lifting bodies so light they barely felt real. Each step stirred memories he'd buried long ago, of helplessness, of loss, of a wife he could not save. He refused to fail again. Soft urgency, water, shade, gentle hands. He fed them drops, carefully, patiently, afraid to shock bodies already pushed too far. Fingers clutched his sleeve. Ragged breaths slowly evened out. Only then did he allow himself to look at the eldest sister properly. Her eyes were bloodshot, exhausted, yet still alive with something fierce. Quiet respect she had chosen to endure so others could live. "If this moment has you holding your breath, stay with me. This story is only beginning." Gentle, reflective, the days that followed moved softly, like time afraid to disturb what had survived. Caleb worked without words, cleaning wounds, cooking thin porridge, lighting a lamp each night in case fever returned. He never touched more than necessary, never stared too long. Pause that silence meant more than promises. The youngest sister smiled again. 2 others learned to stand. One insisted on helping despite the pain. Only the eldest still struggled, her body aching with every breath. When Caleb came to change her bandages, she watched him closely. Quiet honesty. "That day in the field," she said, "I thought I was dying." He nodded. "I know." A long pause filled the room. Then she spoke again, steadier now. "Today I want to say those words again, not from fear, not from debt, from choice." Soft shock, Caleb froze. "I won't touch you while you're weak," he said. "And never because you think you owe me." Relief crossed her face like sunlight breaking through dust. "This is not payment," she whispered. "This is freedom." Before either could say more, the past came riding in on hooves. Morgan Wade had discovered the women were gone. Torches burned in the night. Horses surrounded the ranch. Controlled tension. "They belong to me," Wade shouted. Caleb stepped onto the porch, rifle low but ready. "They belong to no one." The standoff shattered with the sound of a whistle. Deputies poured in from the dark. Wade was dragged from his horse, screaming. From distance, emotional, behind the window, the sisters watched. For the first time in their lives, a man stood between them and evil, not for profit but for what was right. If justice like this matters to you, let me know in the comments. Calm, hopeful morning brought truth. The contracts were forged. The debts were lies. The sisters were free. Tears came hard and sudden. Plans were made to return home. Drums, red earth, family, all but one. Gentle firmness. "I am staying," the eldest said, not from fear, not from gratitude, from choice. Life grew quiet at the ranch. Work shared, lessons given, stories told by lamplight. Love grew slowly, without ownership, without chains. Until one afternoon Caleb collapsed. Panic held tight. She caught him before he hit the ground. Held him through the night. whispered life into him the way he once had for her. "Don't leave me," she begged. "You taught me how to live." Dawn answered. Weeks later, under a crimson sky, Caleb knelt before her. "I don't have much," he said, "but I give it all." She placed his hands on her belly. Soft wonder. This child was made from love, not survival. Tears fell freely now. "Yes," she said, "I choose you." Slow, warm close, because real love is not rescue. It is choice. After all the chains are gone. If this story moved you, subscribe. Another tale from the Old West is waiting.